the Bima, right? The Aron Kodesh, right? It's a shul. Right over here, right? It's a shul?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a new shul or old shul?
Old.
Right. 1867 the shul was built. It was built here in the Muslim quarter. In those days it wasn't called the Muslim quarter, that it was just the Yerushalayim, old city. And it was not a controversial thing at all. Notice there's 4 windows with stained glass in the window, 2 ovals, also with stained glass, a circle with no glass at all. A bench around the bima. We have like a flower pot on the bima on the Aron Kodesh. See that? Okay. This is a old shul built in the old city. Come, let's move over here. What's this picture of? Let's see if you see. There's a few cool things about this picture. Okay, you're David, it's not your David. I see why you see this. It's similar, like half destroyed looking, you know.
I could cheat because I
You've heard it, so we're not going to ask mom and dad. Have to hold on for a second. Everyone see it? How is it the shul? Show it to me. There you go. You have your mother's genes. Very good. Okay, the interior designer. The 4 windows, the 2 ovals, the non-one in the middle. This is the shul. What happened? In 1867, the shul was built. They built it on Arab land that was bought from Arabs. Today, Arabs are not allowed to sell to Jews. In those days, totally kosher. Okay, they sold land to Jews. They built a shul here. It was a regular normal shul. It wasn't a very special shul. It was just a regular one. Okay, in Yerushalayim. In 1920, the British decided to divide the city into quarters. They did it to create fights. They wanted to fight between the Jews and the Arabs, and therefore they basically created this reality where the 2 sides where they divided the whole city, which created division, creates conflict, and suddenly you had a thing called an Arab quarter. The problem was that this shul ends up on the wrong quarter. Okay? It used to be very, very good. We're going to get to that soon. Okay, but if you look over here, it's pretty destroyed in the picture, right? So we'll see what that is in a second. The Muslim quarter was 30% Jewish when they divided it up. And therefore, the reality was that most people could not, all these Jews who were living in the Muslim quarter wake up one day and they're suddenly on the wrong side of the aisle. The Arabs said, oh, you're in my quarter now. Like, what do you mean? 2 hours ago it was just Yerushalayim, there's no quarters. No, you're in my quarter, and terrorism started to kick the Jews out of the Muslim quarter. And that process eventually was very, very successful. The Jews abandoned the shul. The shul was abandoned in about 1936, and all the Jews moved out of the Muslim quarter. They moved into the Jewish quarter or into New Yerushalayim outside the walls of the city. From 1936 to 1948, it was an abandoned shul, not a destroyed shul. In 1948, the Jordanians take over and they destroy the shul. From 1948 till 1993 or so, it was a destroyed shul in the Muslim quarter. What happens in 1993 is a very famous family, a wealthy American family called the Moskowitzes. The Moskowitzes are big donors, very, very right-wing sources. Like, they try to bring people into Hebron, into Yer David, into the Muslim quarter. These are the older types of projects. So the Moskowitzes went, and they basically said, we want to rebuild the shul. We want to give the people who are living in the Muslim quarter, there's about 80 Jewish families there also, we want to give them the ability to have their shul back. Now, it's very, very nice, but on a legal level, I don't remember, are you a lawyer? You are a lawyer, okay, maybe we discussed this last time also. Are you a real estate lawyer? Oh, very good, so we're discussing that also, okay? Usually I do. Is that lawyers always like this one because legally the way it works is this building was purchased during the Ottoman Empire, okay? The Ottomans, they aren't in power anymore. They had they had records, but not very good records. There's a special type of lawyer in Israel. The Ottomans are Arabs who were, today Israel's in charge of Israel. Before the Israel was in charge of Israel, there was the British in charge of Israel. Before the British were in charge of Israel, the Ottomans were in charge of Israel. They were Muslims, they were Arabs. And therefore, the Ottomans did leave records, but they're very confusing, and we don't know what it really is. It's very hard to sort through them. But they knew that if they want to rebuild the shul, they have to find the proper owners. So they hired these special lawyers who know to search through the Ottoman records to find the original deed. They find it and discover there's a guy who I actually met his relative a few days ago. I was here, and he's like, come on, remember, I stopped by. He lives in Belgium, but his family is originally from here. And basically, this guy who in 1867 signed on a piece of paper to buy this land, and he legally owns it. Now, he's long dead. This is 1993. 1867, 1993 is a long time. But they start tracking down his great-great-grandkids, and they find this guy living in Meisharim. This guy's living in Meisharim. He knows nothing about it. I say he's 14 kids. I have no idea how many kids he has, but sounds good, right? Meisharim. And he's living there, and he gets a knock on his door, or a phone call, whatever it is by these lawyers. He said, by the way, FYI, you own a destroyed shul in the Muslim quarter. I always tell my wife, like those, the birthday cakes and the flowers. I don't need any of that. I'll take this for a gift. Right? Give me one of these. This is my style. Okay, the cards, sweet cards are great, but this is really what I'm looking for. And he gets the coolest thing in the world. He gets called up and be offered a destroyed shul in the Muslim quarter. He then does something interesting. He says, they say to him like this: we want to go and we want to rebuild the shul, but to do that properly, we have to actually buy the property from you. So we want you to sell us the property. So he was like, first of all, he was shocked about it, right? Obviously, he didn't know anything about it. Second of all, they brought him here. He wanted to see it. They showed him how it's backdoor seats to the kosher commission, right? It's really, really awesome. It's an amazing, amazing location, amazing thing. And now he's about to get a lot of money right, from selling it to them, then not only that, they're not going to give them good. They're going to give them a very, very fair price. They're going to figure out the per square meter going rate, and that'll be how they figure it out. So that was the idea. The problem was, like I said, it's not for sale. So they figured, okay, he's a good Jew. He knows a little real estate. No one ever agrees to the first offer in a real estate deal. It's always a negotiation, right? Okay, Daddy knows as well. Okay, and therefore you just gotta negotiate. So they said, okay, fine, here, I'll throw you an extra couple of bucks. We'll add to it. We'll pad it. And the guy said, no, it's not for sale. I said, okay, I know that trick also. They're not for sale till you force me to sell at a much higher price. Okay, you're being a pig, but okay, it's all good. And they go and they raise it even more. The guy's not budging. He's like, I'm telling you, I'm not selling it. They're like, why won't you sell it? He says, I want it. I said, what are you going to do with it? You have money to rebuild it? He goes, not at all. This is why are you taking it? Why would you want this property? If that rock or that stone falls and kills that kid in the picture, you're going to be sued for it because it's your property. You got to protect it. Okay, this is not so simple. And the guy's like, I'm telling you, I'm not selling it. I said, could you explain why? He goes, yeah, I want it for Mashiach. I said, what do you want it for Mashiach? What does he have to do with the picture? He goes, no, Mashiach comes. I want the property. I want to have box receipts next to the Kodesh HaKodashim. When Mashiach comes, I don't have to actually travel from wherever I live. Okay, and therefore they're like, oh, okay, you have a point. Well, that's a good excuse. So because of that, they went and they said, okay, we're gonna have to work something out. So that's when they called in the other lawyers. Okay, that's a little more. I don't remember if you explained it. I don't really fully understand how it works. But the real estate lawyers get excited about it. Okay, there's some sort of wacky thing that on the deed level, not on the contractual level, you basically buy it 100% and it stays the Damascus own it forever. But if Mashiach comes, it goes back to them, the first guy. And they made a deal like that, and super complicated, I believe, legally, but they worked it out, and that's what they do. From now on, they were able to rebuild the shul. If you guys look inside now, you'll see. Here, the man comes in front, and we'll come in. Okay, if you guys look over here, you'll see now. There's four windows. Okay, there's two ovals in the top with what's it called? With stained glass.